Good day, my dear people of God. Today we are going to on the topic authenticity in leadership. Why integrity and clear identity matter in community and faith space. One of the biggest problems in our world today is not lack of leaders, but lack of authentic leaders. Many people occupy positions, but few truly represent the values they claim to stand for. We often think leadership is about having the right answers or looking perfect. But in faith communities, people don't follow perfection, they follow reality. Authenticity is not about sharing every secret, it is about ensuring that the person you are on the stage is the same person you are behind closed doors. Edward Murrow said, to be persuasive, we must be believable. To be believable, we must be credible. Credible, we must be truthful. We live in a culture that reward appearance more than substance. Image is often more important than truth. So as a result, many leaders feel pressured to perform, pretend, or imitate instead of being genuine. But leaders without authenticity eventually collapse. There's no doubt about that. Jesus said in a simple but powerful statement, as I will always say in Latin, ex fructibus eorum cognoscetis eos. What does that mean? By their fruits we shall know them. That's Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. Leadership is revealed by results, not rhetoric. It is revealed by character, not charisma. There are three important subtopics I will like us to discuss under this topic. I've just decided to put them into three. And I itemize them like number one, the Catholic perspective, that is leading from the soul. Leading from the soul, Catholic perspective. Number two is the power of integrity. And number three is identity in faith space. These are the three things I want to look at under the topic authenticity in leadership. Why integrity and clear identity matter in community and faith space. Now, I'm starting with the number one, the Catholic perspective, leading from the soul. The Catholic tradition teaches that leadership is not a job. It is an overflow of one's internal life with God. Not a job. Let's look at some Catholic great thinkers, what they have to say about this. We have somebody like St. Augustine. He famously wrote Confessions, the first great autobiography of identity. He taught that we cannot lead others to truth if we are lying to ourselves. He believed identity is found in being restless until we rest in God. And we have another saint like Saint Catherine of Siena. She famously also said, be whom God made you to be, and you will set the world on fire. This is the ultimate call to identity. Authenticity means stop trying to mimic someone else's holiness and embrace your own unique design. Let's look at Henry Nouwen, a modern giant of Catholic thought. Nouwen spoke of wounded healer. He argued that authentic leaders don't hide their weaknesses. They use their struggles to connect with the struggles of their community. Bible tells us in Psalm 51 verse 6. Behold, you desire truth in the inward being. Therefore, teach me wisdom in the secret heart. When leaders are unclear about their identity, they become inconsistent. Today, they say one thing, tomorrow, they do the other. This creates confusion among followers and erodes trust. That is why Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, verse 37, as I would always say in Latin, sit ita versta ita, et non sit now. What does that mean? Let your yes be yes and your no be no. That is consistency. And this consistency builds credibility. Now, under the second subtopic I have taken up to discuss under this chosen topic is the power of integrity. Integrity from the Latin words integer, meaning whole or undivided. In a community, a leader with integrity provides psychological safety. When people know you are whole, they feel safe to be themselves. Now, Brené Brown, in her research on vulnerability, she wrote that vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. For a leader, being real about challenges builds more trust than pretending everything is fine. In addition, Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, once said, management is doing things right. Leadership is doing right thing. Doing the right thing when no one is looking is the definition of integrity. Look at what 1 Samuel says. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the hearts. This integrity is the foundation of lasting influence. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 3. It tells us, integritas rectorum dulcis eus, meaning the integrity of the upright guides them. That's Proverbs chapter 11 verse 3. Integrity guides decisions when no one is watching. It keeps leaders grounded when power increases. That's integrity for you. And that's what should be the correct definition of integrity. Quite unlike what one of the political party used some years ago to come to power. That is not what it means. As people started making fun of it here in Nigeria. Let me not talk about that anymore. But I've just given concise definition of integrity. And it is the foundation of a lasting influence, positive influence. Now the third one, but not the least, is the identity in faith space. In faith-based leadership, your identity is not your title, pastor, chairperson, director. Your identity is a child of God. When a leader forgets this, they start using the community to feed their ego rather than serving the community's need. That's what I call identity trap. If your identity is tied to your success, you will become arrogant when things go well and devastated when they don't. Authentic leaders anchor their identity in something unchangeable. According to Andrew Young, he says, and I quote in Latin, privilegium ex maximum inimicus integritatis, meaning privilege is the greatest enemy of integrity. In every community, religious or secular, people are not looking for perfection. They are looking for honesty. Authenticity is a daily choice. It is a choice to be honest when we fail, to be clear about our values, and to stay rooted in whom we are before God. In our faith spaces, we don't need more superheroes. We rather need more humans who are honestly walking the paths and inviting others to follow, to join them. Authentic leaders admit mistakes, learn openly, and stay true to their values, even when it is costly. Finally, I will say, when leadership is authentic, you will discover that institutions are strengthened and trust is restored and people feel safe to grow. Influence may attract attention, but integrity sustains the impact. Thank you for listening.